Hi there, this is Joshua Hawkins, and today I'm going to be presenting to you a book known as The Power to Change Almost Anything. A book about changing behaviors in individuals, in yourself, and in organizations. So this next slide really gives us an overview of some of our authors' qualifications. As a group, collectively, they were responsible for writing the book and series known as Crucial Conversations. Some of you, if you're in management, have probably been exposed to this series, and it's really become widely known as one of the standards in management education, really handling those important qualifications. For the purposes of time, I'm not going to go over each of the author's qualifications, but I'd just like to highlight three of them very quickly. Carrie Patterson is one of the authors. She has a doctoral degree in organizational behavior from Stanford University and is also a recipient of the BYU Marriott School of Management Dyer Award for Outstanding Contribution in Organizational Behavior. And this is actually a very prestigious award in the business world, so definitely not something to shake a stick at. Joseph Jenny also completed doctoral work at Stanford University in organizational behavior. And he's also the founder of a company known as Unitas, which is a nonprofit organization that serves to assist third world countries in becoming self-sustaining. So very successful company that has succeeded in a nonprofit arena, which is always impressive. David Maxfield also has a doctoral degree from Stanford University in psychology and is also known nationally as a keynote speaker on organizational behaviors. All five of the authors are renowned speakers, multiple engagements across the country, so all five are very prestigious, and when they collaborate, it just gives the book that much more emphasis, that much more credibility. So what is this book really about? Well, the purpose of this book really boils down to change, what it is, how to manage it, and how to create it. The beginning of the book focuses on the current methods of change that we have that are utilized widespread, which tend to focus on verbal persuasion in order to bring about a change. These really, according to the authors anyway, have proven to be very ineffective, yet are still one of the mainstays in most of our major organizations. So the authors really make a sharp contrast by drawing on a lot of behavioral scientists and theories, in large part based on Bandura and other social theorists, to really drive home points and to illustrate the inherent problems with our current change processes. So the authors postulate that change is inherently an intrinsic behavior that can only come from within a person, that person has to decide independent of external influence. And the two fundamental questions that every single person has to ask when making a change is, can I make the change? And if I can, is it worth the change? And if these two conditions aren't met, then, according to the authors, the change won't occur. The book also shows leaders how to address and influence these questions that people are asking themselves inside by creating engaging narratives using stories and real-life examples. And the authors postulate that this is a way to really humanize and create that emotional connection in that person that will show them that their individual behavior really does matter in the overall grand scheme of things. So who's the target audience for this particular book? Well, it's really anyone and everyone that is interested in making any kind of change. Leaders, managers, and change agents across multiple industries would all be considered appropriate targets. Additionally, this book addresses people that wish to change behaviors on an individual level within themselves, using the same methods that the authors present for groups to address those changes and to make those changes really last. So, what are the strengths of this particular book? Well, the book draws heavily on a variety of well-proven research in behavioral sciences, heavily from the works of Bandura, which is one of the most well-established leaders in social change theory. This really lends a lot of scientific credibility to the methods offered in the book, as the authors link them with a lot of the social theories. The authors frequently cite the results of these experiments performed in the various social sciences to illustrate their points. And the book also identifies issues with the current system of change management, which focuses on changing behaviors that rely on external rather than intrinsic motivators, which I personally identify with. Anytime you're trying to really initiate a change, it's just very difficult to really make that on a large and lasting scale. So of course we all know that no particular book, no particular publication is ever 100% perfect. So that being said, I did find a few issues within the book that I did have